Happy Sunday, everybody. So my question of the day is, can the Yankees trade for Nolan Arenado, who might be a target at the deadline? And can they do it without trading Oswald Peraza? Put your thinking caps on. Let's get to work. The trade chatter is heating up little by little. We're about 5 weeks from the trade deadline. Actually, less than 5 weeks now, a little over 4 weeks. And there's a lot of names being tossed around. And one of them most recently, especially in our live streams, is Nolan Arenado, because the Yankees do have an opening at third base after the season, but hopefully for a lot of folks before the season is over, because they want to move on from Josh Donaldson. I get it. So my question is, can the Yankees acquire Nolan Arenado in a trade, and what would they have to give up? And can they do it without giving up Oswald Peraza? So you imagine an infield of Arenado at third, Peraza at short, Volpe at second, and either Rizzo or somebody else at first. My goodness gracious. And I was talking to Joey Caputo from The Shift about this, and he had some great insights too. And I don't normally look at MLBTradeValues.com, but I looked at it because I was curious. Okay, here's some of the stuff I found out. Okay, Nolan Arenado trade value negative 22.4. Just I was like, what the freak? Well, keep a couple things that this website doesn't necessarily factor in. His age, he's 32, and the contract that he's on, making $35 million a year for the next couple of years. He's making $144 million over the next 5 years, so just under $30 million a year average for the next 5 years. So he's expensive. He's also 32, so that type of stuff is a knock on people's trade value. Just like Shohei Ohtani, whatever his trade value now is probably through the roof. Once he signs his mega deal, whatever it is, it's going to go down. So he'll be 30 and he'll want to be in a monster contract. The same thing happens with Aaron Judge and some other folks too. So I found it interesting. So I wanted to try to come up with a trade that didn't include Oswald Peraza. But at the end of the day, realizing it may match up numbers-wise, it may even surpass numbers-wise, but in reality, I don't know. So in this trade, I included Roderick Arias, a shortstop prospect, 7.8 trade value, greater than Arenado's is. Oswaldo Cabrera, Major League Pace, third baseman. They could plug him in there too. 0.2 trade value. Kyle Gashoka, catcher, to supplement Wilson Contreras over there, 3.2, and Greg Weissert, relief pitcher, with a 1.8 value. And the whole total value is 13, which is still more than Nolan Arenado himself. But I'm guessing this would probably have to. You'd probably have to bump up Weissert to Will Warren. You'd probably have to do some other goosing somewhere else. But I don't think Oswald Peraza is necessary. I think you can give him Oswaldo Cabrera, and they have Paul DeJong. They got some other folks in the infield there either. So if there's any way they could facilitate a trade without giving Oswald Peraza, it's something I would seriously consider. And at that point, if you somehow got this guy, it would make it a little bit easier. So I mean, you can even send him Josh Donaldson and pay 90% of his money if you want. So either way, it would be worth to pursue, I think. And again, this man's the best third baseman in baseball. He's 32, but he's on a Hall of Fame path. He's got 315 home runs, about a 280 career hitter. He's got over 1,000 ribbies already, and he's won the last 10 Gold Gloves at third base, the last 10, and he's well on his way to number 11. So, and he's a clutch player in any situation. So he's the type of guy that would be fitting perfectly with this Yankee team. So I want to know what you think of that. And again, I mean, like I said, you'd have to modify that trade a little bit, but in terms of numbers, which is why I don't always find this website as a resource for myself, because the numbers are skewed so crazy that how in the world does a package like that get us out of Nolan Arenado? Well, but it does in terms of trade values. So, but that said, they might say, well, we want Oswald Peraza. Well, then can you counter it saying, well, how about Andres Chaparro? And I like Andres Chaparro. I love him. I hope he gets an opportunity here. But if he doesn't, if you're going to move, it's got to be for a guy like Nolan Arenado, who's, again, the best in the baseball, best in major leagues, in the world. So, and as much as I would hate it, that situation to be planted on me, if I had to choose between trading Peraza, trading Chaparro for this guy, I would go Chaparro. Chaparro's not an elite defender. Peraza is. And Peraza is the best defender in every position he plays in the whole entire Yankees franchise. So whether he plays second or short, he's better than everybody defensively. And his offense is pretty much on par with a lot of these players too. I think he can credibly replace Gleyber Torres' offense. Maybe not immediately, but pretty soon, shortly thereafter. So just like, I mean, Volpe's getting a lot of knocks, but look at him. He's well on his way to a 20 home run season, 30 to 40 steals, which is comparable to what Gleyber Torres does on a regular basis too. So, and he makes everybody around him better defensively. But would that trade be enough for you? How would you modify it? What would you give up? And there's a lot of folks that, want Arenado in the live stream, and I get it. He's the superstar player. Do I think the Yankees still need to address the outfield and pitching? Absolutely. But if there's some way you can get this guy, and there's some chatter about the Cardinals maybe wanting to cut salary. Well, you move him, you move Goldschmidt, you just cut a boatload of money off your books. And there's chatter about Goldschmidt going to the Phillies. So, but would I be surprised if they kept them and used other guys like Gorman and some of these other kids to build around them? Not at all. Not at all. So it's tough to get rid of a superstar player. It really is. But with that said, let me know how would you modify the package? Okay. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do, because we have a lot of discussions like this, and I really want you to take part of it. So, and I appreciate everybody that's subscribed. Your members, you're the best, and everybody else are the best as well. And I don't want you to miss out on cool stuff like this. It means the world. Run a path to 20,000 subs. You subscribe, it means the world. So I thank you all for that. Now, how about today's lineup? We got DJ LeMahieu leading off, third base. Gleyber Torres batting second, playing second. Giancarlo Stanton batting third at the DH spot. Harrison Bader cleaning up in center field. IKF batting fifth in right field. Anthony Volpe, Mr. Chicken Parm. He's come up a few spots since his offensive outburst. He made a couple of adjustments. Now he's batting like 370. He's playing shortstop, batting sixth. Jake Bauer is batting seventh, first base. Jose Trevino's at the dish, batting eighth. No surprise because of who's on the mound. And Oswaldo Cabrera, okay, left field, batting ninth. And on the mound, on the hill, Garrett freaking Cortes. 8-1, 275 ERA. He's got about almost 110 strikeouts already before the All-Star break. So he's well on his way to another 250K strikeout season. So, and hopefully a 20-win season too. So, but that's the lineup. Let me know what you think. Okay, Rizzo's got a day off. Deservedly so. And especially after yesterday's marathon baseball with the delays. These guys, were around there like 10 hours. So it's kind of crazy. So I'm not surprised if they're tired or not. So, but I want to know. Let's talk about the Arenado trade. Would you do it? Who would you do it for? How would you modify it? And we'll talk. Hopefully, we're celebrating a Yankees win in the postgame. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace.